All right, let's do a twin flame energy check-in. We will be doing a check-in on the masculine and the feminine. We'll get 3 cards for each to get what their thoughts, their feelings, and any intention or actions are at this time. We'll clarify, go a little deeper, and see anything else we need to know. And of course, we'll end it off with some guidance. So let's begin with the masculine energy and get 3 cards. What is the masculine thinking, feeling, and what are their intentions at this time? We've got the Hermit. This is their thoughts, their feelings, 10 of Pentacles in reverse. And their intentions and actions are showing the 5 of Cups in reverse. Okay, let's focus on the masculine for now, and then we'll progress to the feminine. Yeah, well, let's just do that for now. Concentrate on the masculine and then go on to the feminine after. And I'm going to clarify the energies. Let's see why the Hermit is their energy at this time when it comes to their thoughts, which is quite appropriate. A lot of deep contemplation, thinking, reassessing of things in their life. But can we know what exactly about? Queen of Wands in reverse. The 8 of Wands in reverse. Oh, wow. Okay. At this time, I feel like the masculine is thinking about the feminine and why they're not taking some sort of action towards the connection. I feel like they are wondering why the feminine has left them, why the feminine is not communicating, why the feminine has distanced themselves. It's a lot of whys, like why are they doing that? Why aren't they talking to me? Or why aren't they taking action towards me? Why did they leave me? This is what could be occupying their mind at this time. Let's take a further look into this. Let's take a further look into this. We have the self-care energy card. I was just about to say, I feel like us clarifying with this deck is going to be about the feminine. It's kind of an answer to the question of why from this masculine. What I'm getting is this feminine, our feminines here, you know, they're concentrated on themselves, their self-care. They're concentrated on their energy. I feel like they're doing what they feel is right. With the Karma Balance Justice card, this is how they feel they need to be. This is what they feel needs to be their energy. So if they're not reaching out to the masculine, if they're not taking action towards the masculine, it's because they feel that that is what they should be doing, not engaging. I feel like they're focused on themselves. But with the Messages and Dreams card, it also kind of tells me that they may not be communicating in the 3D, they may not be engaging with the masculine in the 3D, but in their dreams they could be sending messages. You know, they could be telepathically communicating or trying to, you know, connect with the masculine in the dream state. So that's what I'm getting. Very interesting how that turned out. Let's go on to the feelings. The masculine at this time is, you know, their feelings is about the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. So let's see in what way that is. We have the 7 of Cups. We have the Page of Swords in reverse. We have the Queen of Cups. They look like they're in their feels, if I'm going to be honest. You know, they could be feeling overwhelmed, actually. I feel like they want to know how the feminine feels right now, right? They want to know that, but also I feel it's like it feels like a bit of losing hope, to be honest, with the 10 of Pentacles in reverse and, you know, this 7 of Cups. It's like they're losing hope at the potential of being with the feminine, all the more so because they don't quite know what's going on with the feminine. So that it feels like a bit of a hopeless energy, but again, we will clarify. Now, again, this may be the feminine's energy that we get. Yeah, I mean, we already know, twin flame, right? Okay. But what else do we need to know here? I'm kind of getting it as both. So I'm going to go with the feminine first. I think for the feminine, this feminine is being distant right now. I think they've retreated to their corner. Yeah, like they've taken a time out. They retreated. They're in a space where they feel comfortable right now. They're in a space where they feel like they need to be. But I'm kind of seeing for the connection that this distance, this space might actually be good for the connection. There could be a rebirth in the winter time, you know, and maybe this maybe this feminine knows that, right? Now for the masculine, I feel that they feel the distance. It just feels like they are both actually feeling the same thing, and both in the way that it's happening, it's necessary, and that in the wintertime there's going to be some kind of rebirth for this connection. It's just coming off that way to me, at least. Okay, let's look at any intentions or actions this masculine has. They are showing up with the Five of Cups in reverse, which doesn't look too promising, honestly. Yeah. Okay. I feel like they're going through it. I feel like at this time, masculine is going through it just because of the distance, just because of what's going on in the connection. It feels like they don't have the energy right now. It's not a laziness. I feel like they don't have the energy to really do the things that they need to do, or to put effort where they need to put effort. Maybe because with this Tower, they're just kind of going through a very tough time of dealing with the loss that they're feeling. They are trying to be strong, though. They're trying to be strong. So this is a masculine that will still put up that front of being okay, but I feel like deep inside they're just overthinking in their head, you know, and they're trying to just deal with all of these things, but they're not dealing with it so well, to be honest. Let's see more. Storm, unexpected, ego, vanity, pride. I kind of feel like this is the masculine's energy. This masculine right now, the way that they feel, it is hurting their ego and pride. And I think that's why there's a bit of closed off energy. They're very guarded. There's a lot of resistance in their energy. It could be that they didn't expect to feel this way. And based on the last readings that we had, it seemed to be more positive. So it felt like they were going in a good direction with the connection and the way that they were feeling and processing and dealing with it. And then this kind of happened where they kind of feel like, you know, what happened? Why are they gone? Why are they not doing anything? Maybe there's some kind of expectation of how they feel and what they were thinking was going to happen, and then it didn't happen that way. That could be one, because there just seems to be some kind of like gap for this masculine in the way that the feminine is acting. I don't know what they were expecting. There's some kind of expectation here. So they could be shutting down because of that. It's like they felt like, oh, I'm good, I'm doing good, and then now unexpectedly they feel this energy, and they're kind of going through it, honestly. That's what I'm seeing for the masculine, at least. Let's go on to, well, no, let's get individual guidance. So for the masculine, what is the guidance that this masculine needs at this time? What is the guidance the masculine needs? Ooh. Okay. Wow, that's a lot. Okay, well, I'm gonna see if there's any more from here. Okay. Okay. And at the bottom of the deck. All right. let's go through it. Let us go through it. Okay, I hope you guys can see it. We have deepening to begin with, and it says, once you're on earth for enough lifetimes, your old soul will begin to long for non-grasping detachment and surrender. They bring the peace of God. And this is actually the universe trying to encourage the masculine to allow for the surrender, for the detachment to happen. The feminine looks like they are detached from the connection. They haven't forgotten this masculine, but they could be detached from it. But just because I think they feel that, and we're going to see that with the feminine later, but I think this feminine knows that this is the energy they need to be in right now. The masculine is still trying to accept that, is still trying to deal or wrap their head around it. But the universe is kind of saying, you've been going through this for lifetimes. You know that this is part of the journey, right? Trust. Allow me, divine, to give you my deepest longings, trusting you to know exactly how to handle them. The masculine does need to learn to trust in the journey. That if there is a detachment, it's part of it. And if there feels like a loss, that's also part of it. But it all really comes back to the masculine and the issues and the trauma and the pain and the hurt that they need to acknowledge, accept, and work on in their own life, right? Remember, twin flames, you're reflecting back onto yourself what you're actually feeling and the lessons that you need to learn. So the masculine is being asked to trust the journey. Okay, outrageous openness. Dear love, open me to your will. Release me from my attachments. Surprise and delight me with your plan. You know what's needed and I am open to receive. And again, the masculine is being encouraged to be open to what the journey is about, to where the journey is bringing them, without expectation, without this feeling of need to attach to a certain outcome. There just needs to be an openness. I feel like the feminine is in that space just because I see them in this balanced energy and being detached because they know that that is the energy they need to be in. So I feel like we're going to see that later on. Detachment. With detachment, you finally feel whole inside, with or without the fulfillment of a particular desire. Ironically, that's often when it's fulfilled. Exactly. This masculine is really being guided to learn how to accept detachment. Just because they don't feel the feminine as much, or just because the feminine is not reaching out to them, or they're not showing themselves, or they're not making their presence felt, doesn't mean the connection is gone. There's a need for detachment, because with detachment, it just means that you don't feel whole enough within yourself. To be detached means you are okay on your own. I feel like this masculine needs to learn this. And like it says, when you're detached is ironically when it comes in for you. Love. Divine source is the idea that no person, place, or thing is your salvation, only love itself. Remember, with the twin flame journey, you and your twin flame are the same. You are only reflecting yourself here. And I feel like this masculine is still in that space where they're still looking at the feminine as a separate entity from them, a separate energy from them, when they are one energy together, right? And it is an energy of love. So there's still much work to be done on the masculine's part. Gratitude as the last card here just kind of says, fill me with gratitude for all you give. May I be a vehicle for you wherever I go. This journey, as difficult as it is one that is and can be a powerful one, and a fulfilling one, believe it or not. That's why I guess gratitude is here, to just kind of remind the masculine to be thankful for the journey, to be thankful for the honor to be on this kind of journey, because not everybody is on this journey. It's a very select few. And so I think this is the guidance for the masculine. And now what I'd like to do is look at the feminine energies, okay? So we're just going to go and pull from the same deck. Three of Swords. And we're going to get the feminine's energy at this time. Let's see what the feminine's energy is. What is the feminine's thoughts at this time? Ooh, look at the feminine. The feminine has the Ace of Wands with the Six of Cups in reverse. What is the feelings for the feminine? Feelings. We have the Lovers in reverse. And what about the intentions or actions? We have the Page of Swords. The Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Okay, let's clarify. So why does the feminine have the Ace of Wands and the Six of Cups in reverse for their thoughts? I mean, I kind of already see what this is, but yeah, we'll see. I mean, like I said, the feminine is in an energy of wanting to explore new things in their life. Kind of leaving this, yes, in some way, but, you know, it's like not totally leaving it, just more of them kind of wanting to pursue new things and other things, and just maybe closing the chapter, just the chapter, not the whole book, just the chapter here, just because I think they feel that they're missing out on opportunities. They realize there's so much that they could be doing here, that this connection, this journey should not be holding them back. It should be contributing to them, but it's not doing that at this time. And they know that there are other opportunities that they can pursue that will be for their highest good. So rather than, you know, it being the end of the journey, it's just maybe a closing of a chapter, okay? And this feminine is, I think, and that's why the detachment is there, because they're willing to close this chapter for now, to pursue other chapters with other characters and other experiences, right? But does that mean it's the end of the book? No, you've got how many more chapters to go? So that's how I'm kind of seeing it for this feminine. What about their feelings? Why do we have the Lovers in reverse? So I think, you know, the feminine is realizing that, you know, they just are not on the same page. Yeah. And that was the card that the masculine got for their intentions. So, you know, the feminine right now recognizes that the connection is not where it needs to be, right? Does that mean that the connection is less strong or anything like that? No, it just means that the energies aren't matching. The energies aren't, you know, and it feels like the feminine, it feels like they need to do what they need to do just because I think they know that's what's best. Do they want to do that? Not necessarily, but do they need to do that? Maybe. Oh my, okay, I forgot. I'm sorry. Let us let's clarify more for the thoughts before we move on. Yeah, let's see what we get for the thoughts that we were talking about for the feminine. I kind of missed and skipped that part. Now, this is going to be the masculine's reaction or their input when it comes to the feminine's thoughts. Well, actually, this could be both. This could be both their energy. Yeah. So what I'm seeing here is, one thing I'm seeing is the masculine. They are still bound to toxic patterns, right? I don't think the feminine is. They're not bound to that. So this is the masculine energy here. But I feel the chemistry, the passion, the attraction, it's mutual. And now that I see that Ace of Wands with this energy, the feminine very much is still attracted to the masculine, maybe even more so at this time. It's like they could be thinking about the masculine in a, you know, passionate way. It's coming off like that too. So it's like the masculine may feel like the feminine has detached, but they haven't. They still desire the masculine very much. So let's go into the feelings for the feminine and see what we get here. Oh, gosh. Man. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. See, there's a need for them to choose themselves right now just because of, you know, of the way that the connection is going. Is it selfish? No, because in choosing themselves, they're also choosing the masculine, right? I think this is also a way to encourage the masculine for them to choose themselves as well. Just because there's so many limitations, there's so many doubts and fears that are going on here. And yes, this feminine could absolutely have the same limitations, but the feminine seems to have a recognition of what they need to do to address this, whereas the masculine is still kind of wallowing in the energy. Okay, so let's take a look at the intentions and actions of the feminine with the Page of Swords. So I kind of see a recognition that the feminine knows that at this point in time, when it comes to the connection, there's no easy flow of partnership between the two, because things are difficult right now. It's like the feminine has weighed the situation, has studied it, has taken a look at it, and decided, you know what, it's too hard to make this work right now. We can't force it, right? That seems to be what the feminine's actions and intentions are. But let's see what else we get here. Yeah, their higher self knows what they need to do. And I mean, I mentioned that earlier with the masculine energy. Yeah, right now, I think they know what they're doing. The feminines know what they're doing at this point in time. And they're kind of taken over here. This could also be part of their shadow work. This could also be part of the journey that they're going through with themselves. But this is also kind of kickstarting the masculine to do the work as well, to kind of, you know, it's not a push, but again, twin flames, one energy, right? They say one soul, but I believe one energy, it's a reflection of ourselves. And it's like if the feminine can be in this energy, in this continuous energy, it kind of helps the masculine get on the same page, you know? And at the bottom of the deck, we have spying. I do believe these two are probably still keeping tabs on each other, right? I mean, that is still there, honestly. The attraction doesn't go away. And it's like the masculine is scared that it has, but it hasn't. It might have even grown without their realizing it. So that's what we have for the feminine. And I think we'll just close out with some guidance for the feminine now. Okay, what is the guidance for the feminine? Allowing. Right action. Okay. Breathe. Oof. Change. Grounded. Courage. Okay, let's go into it. All right, so for the feminine, we have allowing. Radical acceptance says yes to reality in any given moment, so what's needed can come next. Absolutely. Isn't that what the feminine is doing? Isn't that what we just talked about? The feminine has gained an acceptance of what needs to happen in the connection. And for now, I feel it's a detachment. But this leads to what needs to come next. They're actually allowing for the connection to develop, for the connection to grow as it should. It comes off in a way where it looks like the feminine doesn't care, but they do. They still do. They always will. Right action. I hope I say this correctly. Aparigraha? I'm so sorry if I'm murdering that. It literally means let everything that wants to go, go, and everything that wants to come, come. And again, exactly the energy that the feminine seems to be in. You know, they're not forcing anything anymore. They're not willing anything anymore. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen. Grief. Tears are what happen when the ice in the heart melts. Now that's to say, you know, this feminine is still feeling what they feel about this connection. But I think they've got a strong sense of self and hold on what they need to be, where they need to be on this journey. But I'm kind of seeing the feminine is sad about this. They probably have times where they feel incredibly sad about it, right? So it's like telling the masculine, hey, you know, they're sad too. Change. When the ego finally sees the utter madness of trying to control everything, you come to a sacred crossroads in your own evolution. Again, Feminine is in such an energy of release. They're finally allowing for things to happen as they should, and I do believe it's created a strong sense of change in the feminine. That's why they're in the energy that they're in. Grounded. Many of the most evolved beings on earth are regular folks living with joy, dignity, and courage. And I think the feminine is trying to work on that aspect of their life. Remember what I said. They feel that if the connection cannot be where it needs to be, they need to explore opportunities that they're missing out on. Part of that is living like regular folk, like going out there, doing things, enjoying things, trying new things. It's part of the journey for both, right? And courage. Let me be open to courageously take the steps that are shown. Like I said, I feel like this feminine knows what they need to do. They're doing it. They're courageously doing it. And it is in a way to help encourage the masculine to do the same for themselves, right? So that's currently what I have for the twin flame journey. We will do a specific check-in on the divine masculine, then the divine feminine in a day or two.